Hello, Cancers. This is Mystic Ashram here to talk to you about Sun in Cancer. Sun in Cancer is a very interesting sign. You maybe work at home, work from home. Your home is incredibly important to you, of course. You're very protective of your home. And that security in your life means a lot to you, Cancer. Your family is very important to you, of course, and you have a lot of intuition and feeling and emotional um, caring when it comes to other people. Um, this isn't to say you're always in a good mood. You can be moody and you can gossip. But other than that, you're a delightful person to just have around and be a touchstone of humanity for the rest of us, Cancer. You provide that homey spirit just by your presence. You make people feel safe and accepted and nurtured. The pearl is a Cancerian gemstone. It's not really a gemstone. Pearls dissolve in vinegar, so you should never use vinegar if you're wearing pearls. And there is a tale about someone who dissolved a pearl in vinegar and drank it, and that was the most expensive meal ever. And I think that was Cleopatra who did that in legend. So, Cancer is a water sign. Uh, they are associated with white flowers, especially white roses, acanthus, and convolvulus are associated with Cancers. So, the water lily and the lily are definitely Cancer things. So, Monet was a big fan of Cancer. Um, and then we have Holland is one of the cities, which countries which is ruled by Cancer. Amsterdam is the capital of Holland and is considered a Cancerian city. So the Netherlands, Holland, same thing. These canals and the IJsselmeer project and all of those amazing hydraulic works which are computerized, which the Netherlands has always been known for its hydroelectric engineering, even before hydroelectric. Um, and so the Netherlands is definitely a Cancerian, homey, cozy, gezelligheid kind of country. Gezelligheid is a concept of modest coziness with a warm beverage and some soothing music and being amongst friends and neighbors in a convivial, homey environment. So, animals with a shell exterior, such as crabs, are Cancerian creatures. And metal, silver is considered a Cancerian metal. Colors, Cancer is linked with smoky gray and silver blue colors, and the sheen of the moon, its ruler. Then herbs are saxifrage, so I think that's sassafras, where I come from. Saxifrage, verbena, like lemon verbena, and tarragon are all Cancerian herbs. Tarragon's found a lot in Italian cooking, like oregano. Similar. And then mountain saxifrage is one of the colors. Field rose is another flower. Convolvulus it seems to be some sort of lily type plant. And then Cancer is, of course, ruled by the moon. This convolvulus, I think that's another word for morning glory. is what that is. So, morning glories come in very many varieties, but they are very moon-like in their appearance. Very. It could also be, come to think of it, the UFO flower that I love so much. Um, so those beautiful UFO flowers that have the stamens, those are so beautiful, and they're like morning glories, very similar. So all of these flowers open in the early morning and then they shut tight in the afternoon. Very similar to Cancer, in that there's the beautiful exposing when it feels up to it, and then when it's time to say goodnight, closing up shop and retiring to the inner sanctum. Cancerians are very fascinating. Male Cancerians usually work quite a bit with their ritual altars and with their sacred spaces. They are very nurturing towards the females in their lives and in general, and very empowering. They may have unorthodox relationships with their children, such as being a house parent, or perhaps leaving the entire raising to the mother in general and staying out of the process altogether until adulthood, in a way, allowing the mother to be the dominant parent. They may be more of a feminist than the women around them. They may be more interested in knowing the neighbors and the sewing circle and the PTA and everything that's going on than they are about, say, more basic things like tools, machinery, just kind of inanimate objects and machines and gears. People are what makes them tick, so an HR rep would be good. Any kind of divinity school person, sort of minister, very good job for a Cancerian male, as well as Cancerian females. Cancerian females like to be the goddess of their environment. And so, if it's possible to have full control over their home environment and simultaneously have a career which welcomes those people they serve into that environment and gives them a safe space, this is perfect for Cancerians. Cancerians would make an excellent therapist, an excellent guru, an excellent healthcare coach, very good for health. Also, creative pursuits, painting, musician, these are very Cancerian, especially thread, sewing, intuition, weaving. Traditionally, weaving was a male pursuit. These sorts of very much cottage industry, passed on from generation to generation, traditional things. These are the nostalgia and reminiscences and ancient lore of the Cancer vibe. Now, cancers are interesting when it comes to personal relationships. They may not want more of an intimate relationship. Um, they have different interests than and different pursuits romantically than most. They're more interested in someone who is very enjoyable company, very positive, can lift them out of a dark mood, out of a depression, perhaps knows just the right uh, massaging of the feet or the right beverage to bring at the right time, the right person to the right flower to bring, the right reminiscence to go over, the right thing to say that just turns their whole day around. And that's magical for Cancer. Cancer looks for that serendipity. Serendipity is love. Also, tangible expressions of love can help for Cancer. Something that is almost a psychic, loving uh, bond, a communication that's just between you, the secret language of lovers. The secret language also of just all of their intimate relationships. What matters to them is those little knickknacks, those little tokens of affection, those sweet nicknames, and all of those little mementos. Mementos are good. Now, the male Cancer may, as their children get older, may play more and more of a role in their lives. Um, and may be very much the proud papa as a grandparent. As an older person, they may establish with their younger children a settled place. Um, Usually, younger Cancer males may be too busy establishing and working for the home, or establishing their career, or keeping secrets that need to be kept for the security of others. So, for example, for example, law enforcement, or mental health doctor, or someone who is in charge of quite a bit of confidential information. And this takes priority over almost everything else in their lives until retirement. The female Cancer may really need a lot more latitude in terms of creating the rules and structure that she lives by than maybe a partner may feel comfortable with. Initially, they think they're getting a very domestic partner, and then when everything's said and done, after the marriage, after the children, they realize that the Cancer has opinions about everything, about the whole kit and caboodle, and that they want to run the show. They have very definite stuff going on. And somehow they missed that, maybe because it was so gently put. Maybe it was because it was just seemed traditional and sentimental at the time. But once you go there, you have to realize that no, no, they were really serious. They were totally serious about what they said they wanted, those Cancers. So they are nurturing, they are timeless, they are ageless, um, and they are like the moon. They have this magic intuition that brightens the world, and mother Cancers will make sure that their children are well placed. They will do everything in their power to make sure that their children are protected and come first, and get what they need as they grow. They are fierce, and that becomes their priority. Now, is this all about children? What if you don't want children? What if you're a Cancer and you don't want children? Well, children can take many forms. Many people feel their pets are their children. Many people feel that the school children they take care of are their children, even though they have no children of their own at home. There's many ways to nurture and care for those who are somehow less able to protect their own space. And that's what cancer is all about. Cancer is all about protection, guarding, standing up for what's true and what's right and what's eternal, and letting what is under their protection grow and flourish in its own way, in its own time. Cancers have the visage of the moon. When you see their faces, they glow. They are very round and very bright. They light up when they smile. These are very Cancer things. Another trait of Cancer is that they are very fair in general. For whatever skin tone they have this fair radiance of the moon. And Cancer is also ruled by the stomach. So if you have stomach ailments, mint tea, those sorts of things, those help. That nervous indigestion, that's very Cancerian. Cancers suffer from nerves sometimes, and it's important to let your Cancer friends know that they don't need to be shy, that they bring nurturing and kindness and goodness into so many people's lives, that being too removed or hidden away is just depriving us all from their inner light and glory of their feminine energy. Um, we could all use some matriarchal power in this Aquarian age. Cancer is a very ancient sign. It's associated very much with cave dwelling cultures. And a Cancer usually experiences in their son relationship with their father some kind of deep sadness or removal. The sun and the moon are at opposite ends whenever there's a full moon, and the moon comes out its brightest in response to the sun being furthest away. So in this, maybe the paternal energies were very hard to reconcile with in the Cancer's upbringing. Very, very different, very foreign. That's not to say you weren't close with your father. It's just you were on very opposite ends of the spectrum on some beliefs. And through this, Cancer became more affirmative about who they were. Perhaps in many cases, the Cancerian's mother may have passed away early in their life, and so they stepped in to a more mature role raising siblings, caring for siblings, or caring for things ahead of their years. And so that fatherly role was more of a formal and disciplinarian type one. And so the Cancer, in response to this, usually has a great amount of nurturing for their own children, and a great desire, especially in their children's years, the early childhood of children, to make sure that they get everything that they need, um, and not just in the way of providing and security, but also, especially emotionally, and especially in terms of reassuring touch, especially in terms of understanding and positive affirmation of self worth. Very Cancer to pass on to a child. That what they The Cancer believes in letting people know that they are important, that they deserve to be listened to, and that we could all use some of that parental cosmic energy, some of that domesticity and love from the group. And that's what Cancer offers. So, Cancer tends to have kind of a sadness about their romantic life. It seems that sometimes their hopes are built up so high, it's hard to completely come through for a Cancer in the way that they want, in the long term, solid, past life relationship brought forward into the now and then continuing on eternally. That is a Cancer thing. And you go through many lifetimes, and you can only hope to re-meet one another, and it's never a guarantee which lifetime you're going to meet up again with your soulmate. Um, However, Cancer stands a pretty good chance. Let's just put it that way. If there's somebody who can find a classic love affair which transcends the mundane and the everyday fads, I'm happy to say it'll be Cancer. They can find someone who makes their later days very happy and solid and secure and passes the hours well. So, the way to a Cancer's heart is probably through having the juiciest gossip and the best snacks and a casual kitchen and a happy atmosphere. There's your secrets. So, I hope this has helped you and that you have found much healing with this. And it's been my absolute pleasure to report on Sun and Cancer. Thank you very much, and I hope you continue to like, share, and subscribe here at Mystic Ashram. Many blessings. Thank you.